Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. My name is Sister Fatima Hodge, representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals.
Welcome.
Today our topic is going to be about our hidden enemy. And today we're going to get into who the hidden enemy is and how they are affecting our body. Alright, sisters and brothers. So we're going to get started with identifying who that hidden enemy is that is amongst us. Now, sisters and brothers, a lot of you know that we have a open enemy, which is the Caucasian devils. They are our open enemies, sisters and brothers. Why do we identify them as open enemies? It's because you can physically see them. They're Caucasian, so they're different than you, totally. So this is why they're your open enemy, and you are able to detect them. Now, when it comes to the hidden enemy, they are in fact just like the Caucasian. However, they're hidden because they look like the original nation. Now, how do we have a hidden enemy that are Caucasian, but they look like the original nation? They resemble us. Why is that? That is due to the rape of the black woman here in America. The black woman was raped relentlessly by these devils when we were brought here, and still to this day. And they forced us to carry their children, their seed. You understand DNA? The father carries seed, and whatever that seed is, that's what you are. That's the bloodline that you have. Now, understanding that these devils put their seed into the black woman, the original woman. So we now produce children that look like us, but they are in fact Caucasians. Now a lot of people, you know, look at them as being mixed kids, today's they say they're mixed or, half and half or whatever you want to call it. House Negroes. And that's in fact what they are, they're house Negroes. However, we don't look at the skin tone because that's what a lot of our people target, that skin tone. Because you can have a original father with a that has a child with a Caucasian woman and they produce a child that looks similar to a our hidden enemies. So understanding that skin tone doesn't matter. And they raped us for 400 plus years. So by today, 2024, you have Caucasians in literally black skin due to how much rape was done to us. So they are not only light skinned, and you can see by proof today as well. When you have children, you and your husband may be a lighter tone, and you you're in fact for sure that is your father, the child's father, and you are the child's mother, but the child will come out dark skinned. Why is that? And we're both lighter. But that's because skin tone doesn't matter. It's about the nature of the child. A child can come out any tone. So understanding that nature is what they affected when we carry their children. We carry their seed, a devil's seed, in us, the original woman, which produced a whole hybrid nation of people that look like us. But they're in fact just like the Caucasian. They're enemies, just like the devils. But they're just hidden, which makes them even worse because they look like us. So it is very, very easy to be deceived by them unless you get this knowledge and understanding that they're different than you are. They think different than you.
Mm.
They act different than you.
Mm.
And once you start to detect that, you will start to see that the difference between the original and the hidden enemy, the
Right.
demons.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to explain this photo?
Yes, ma'am. In this photo that we have that's in front of us, in the middle of the two photos to the left and right, is Louis Farrakhan, which is the leader of the Nation of Islam when the messenger departed. Now, a lot of people would assume that Louis Farrakhan is indeed black, but he's not. He's Caucasian and black skin. He's Master's child, which his father is at the top right. That's Louis Farrakhan's father, Percival Clark, which is a Caucasian man whose nationality is Jamaican, but he's indeed a devil. And his mother here at the bottom, Sarah Mae Grounds, is a black woman. And Louis Farrakhan's mother was raped by his father 3 times. She tried to abort him 3 different times, and it didn't work. And she produced a Caucasian in black skin who has taken over the Nation of Islam and is pretending to be black and is turning the members' hearts to his fathers, which is devils, telling you that devils aren't devils anymore, telling you that you're sinful, you're wicked, you're evil, you're this, doing exactly what if a let's say that if I was passing, right? Let's say I was going into the Ku Klux Klan and I was black, but I was passing this pipe. I would go in and switch up the rules, change up a few things, make the Ku Klux members like blacks, start to accept blacks, start to change the teachings. That's exactly what he's done in black skin. He's a Caucasian in black skin coming in, changing up the teachings, doing away with the teachings, having people falling away, right? Going away from what the messenger had set for the members to follow. Because he is indeed a Caucasian in black skin, so he has the same mind as his devil father. So he's going to do the same thing as them. And he has a bigger influence because his skin tone. And a lot of people can't identify that because they camouflage right in with our people. So he sound black, he act black, you get caught up in that, but he's not. And you can tell because the way he defends Master, the way by what he say, which don't match the teachings, you can tell he's totally going against the teachings because the devil is the devil. Then he said we're not going anywhere, which is totally against God because God said we were getting out of here. So he said he calling God a liar. You see, so these are identifications that he's exactly who his father is.
And he's teaching you what his nature.
Right.
Sisters and brothers, so you have to understand that he was placed there by our open enemies. He's placed there by our open enemies because they knew that Islam that was being taught to the original nation by the messenger was destroying them.
Right.
And would destroy them. So, as you know, that the messenger had to be removed. because they were plotting against him during that time. This is why the messenger was removed, because they were plotting against him. And because they realized that this was, you know, destroying what they had going, right? So they put in place Farrakhan. Farrakhan came and exalted himself above all the gods and said that he's the one.
Right.
And this is exactly what, the enemy wanted to be done. So because once they know that he is one of them, So
Right.
and he thinks just like them. So because he looks like us, they knew that we would fall for him because he would be preaching some of the teachings of, Elijah. However, he also corrupted them as well because they're nothing without the teaching because they they had to utilize the same. Basically, they're utilizing the same song, but they've changed the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And our people don't realize that the lyrics were changed in the midst of that because they were in fact being led by Elijah Muhammad. And after that, once that body became, you know, the leader was removed, the body became corrupted. It was no longer functioning properly because everyone, like, as you all, I'm not sure if you all know, however, the Nation of Islam fell away and it tore apart, and everybody basically went their own ways. Went with Silas, am I correct? And you have Farrakhan here as well. So understanding that they didn't have any more, they didn't have that guidance that they were, feeding for anymore. So they were no longer functioning at the functioning right. Their body was no longer functioning properly. So that's how Farrakhan was able to come in and corrupt the Nation of Islam because he had, you know, because he looked like us, but he was not us. We gotta understand that that's he was able to come in and do that because we were basically in need. Our body was looking for a leader. Well, not looking for a leader. Yes, basically that body was no longer functioning properly. So it gave Farrakhan the opportunity to come in and corrupt what they've been taught.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, they were feeding for someone else to,
right,
lead them, right?
Right.
So that's why they fell for Farrakhan.
Right.
Because you all might not know, however, he was a better speaker and all these so-called things. He had all these trinkets and things that you think a leader would have. So they were attracted to that. And understanding that let's say Farrakhan is our enemies. So is our hidden enemy. So he will be able to deceive our people and turn them to the wrong direction, and they not even realize that.
Right.
Because our body was no longer functioning properly. That's the only way he will be able to come in and do what he did. Our people were no longer going in that right direction. Right, he turned you to the wrong direction, basically, because you had no
right.
light for yourselves. Because once Elijah Muhammad left, that light went away.
Right.
Because no one, basically, the Levite. Well, that's another conversation, sisters and brothers. You all understand that no one pursued any further knowledge other than what the messenger gave, and they were being, basically pushed by the messenger. The messenger was making sure that the Nation of Islam stayed intact and how it was going. Right. He made sure that stayed in line. However, so when he left, that pushing stopped, which made them, stop, thinking for self and things of that nature. So, which gave the opportunity for Farrakhan to come in and, do his corruption that he did, which is what we're going to get into today. Okay. Well, here's also a photo that we put together. You see the top part represents the original mother and original father, which produces a original child. Then you have here at the bottom, in the middle, excuse me, you have a Caucasian mother and a devil mother and a devil father that produces a devil child. All right. And then you have here um, original mother and the devil father produces a hybrid child, which is a demon, which is Farrakhan. You see that that is now mixed with the black and white. That is because that's exactly who Farrakhan is.
Mm-hmm.
He is Caucasian and black skin, so he has both mixed in with him.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding that he is half man, half devil, which is
Right.
why we identify them as demons.
Mm-hmm.
Demon, half man, half devil.
Right. Black on the outside, white on the inside.
And that is the definition of a demon, sisters and brothers. They tell you demons are spooks and spirits and whatever else they tell you demons are, and they are false.
Right.
They're not correct. Demons are actually half man, half devil.
Right.
And that's exactly who Farrakhan is,
Mm-hmm.
portraying to be the black man. All right, this is the original, portraying to be original, the original man. Right. All right. So we're gonna get into the cancer cell. So we want to identify, because I told you that body is was no longer functioning, properly. So understanding how cancer works, you know that when the cells in the body are no longer functioning properly like they should, and right, like no longer functioning properly like they should, it allows room for cancer cells to come and attack the body, right? Now, cancer cells resembles the other cells, so it is hard to detect them,
Mm-hmm.
and they come into the body and they corrupt all the other cells, which kills the body. And that's how you have a lot of people die from cancer, because their cells are being attacked by cancer, by that cancer cell.
Mm-hmm.
Their normal cells are being attacked by the cancer cells, and they can't be detected. So they have to do all these practice treatments on them to see if they can get rid of them. However, it's usually not likely, or sometimes there is, or whatever case may be. However, we're identifying today that Farrakhan represents that cancer cell,
Right.
sisters and brothers, that's corrupting our body.
Mm-hmm.
Farrakhan is resembling the original nation, the original seed, because of his looks.
Right.
And he is, in fact, corrupting our minds. And, we have to understand that, like Brother David shared, he's totally changed the teaching. However, our people don't see that, because they're, in love with Farrakhan. They're demon possessed.
Right.
And that's another way of saying demon possessed, because they are corrupted. Our body, they're corrupted by that cancer cell. So they're possessed by, basically, like that cell is affected. They're affected by that demon. Right. And Farrakhan is causing them, our body, to die. And that's exactly what all the demons are in charge of doing.
Right.
Corrupting the body, the original nation body. And they are, it's half of the black nation are demons, the hybrid nation. So understanding that, they're surrounding you everywhere. We have cancer cells everywhere.
Right.
Surrounding our body. This is why our body is sick. It's so ill. Because the original cells, the normal cells, they can't function properly because they're being attacked. Understanding that, we have to understand that our people, so for example, with our people, they're being, you know, attacked by demons.
Right.
And don't realize it.
Exactly.
They're being taught demon ways and don't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they're, performing these actions which kills you.
Right.
And you don't realize that, and this is how the cancer relates to this, because it kills, cancer cells kills the body.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're being other than themselves, right? Because that's exactly what they're doing here, causing us to be other than ourselves. So they're killing our body. And you got to understand that the reason why they're, we understand the reason why our nation is, acting on these actions, because we don't have they put their demons in place for our vision and for us to look up to. So we're looking up to these cancer cells,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to be like these cancer cells, but we don't realize that we're not. We're normal cells, right?
Right.
However, they're making our body ill. Is the purpose? So they're making us act other than who we are, and when we act other than who we are, we're destroying ourselves because we're going against ourselves, and that's just simple. So we have to understand that Farrakhan has made the whole nation of Islam turn against themselves completely, and this is killing their bodies. Is killing the body, and Farrakhan is making sure that that is in fact done, which is why he's been punished for his actions.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like to, speak on health problems or whatever, but that's heart zone thing. We have to understand that this man is being punished,
right,
for lying and being a hypocrite.
Right.
You have to understand that this man is a devil in black skin, telling the people that he's original,
right,
telling them he's the God, identifying as all these things,
right,
and corrupting our nation. So he's been punished,
right,
with a visible punishment. As you see, this man has been disemboweled. And none of God's prophets has ever, or messengers, have ever been punished in that way, in that form.
Right.
Because that takes your manhood away from you at that point. And if you don't have your man parts, you can no longer experience heaven.
Right.
And your heaven, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
In your heaven, and the man's heaven is the woman.
Right.
So he can't even experience that. So that alone tells you that he can't be anything greater than who you are. I mean, greater because he's telling you, because you can clearly see by what's taking place to him that he can't even experience heaven. So how is he even anything that he's claiming to be?
Right.
Why would the God do that to him? Right? Why is he in that position? Why is he's claiming to be the Messiah, all these things? Why was the Messiah? He's claiming that we didn't want to save your life, and he came to save his own life.
What the wheelchair?
We have to make that make sense, sisters and brothers. That's clear as day that Farrakhan is not who he claims to be. Just by that visible, what's time to say? Just by that visible flame, exactly. But I'm trying to say it another way. Just by that visible curse that was put on him, that punishment that he was given, which was disembowelment.
Right.
So that alone should be a red flag.
Right.
And also, with him teaching things that's totally against
the messenger,
and what the God left. So go ahead.
Calling the God a liar. Saying we're not going anywhere. That's a red flag. When he said we'll be leaving, he said complete separation. So we'll be getting out of here. That was always the mission. Telling you that devils ain't devils no more.
Right.
He never said that.
Never.
A devil's a devil. Right. That's what he said.
Allowing devils in the nation.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Right. Teaching the people the devil's mind. L. Ron Hubbard. Teaching them Scientology, Dianetics. Teaching them the devil's ways. Basically telling them that the devil is more superior. That he has everything we need. We don't need to do anything. We need 6, 7 states. You see, that we don't need to go anywhere. And and she explained why did he get this vow? Because it said, well, a man robbed God in his nation. That's exactly what he's done. He's exalted himself above he's exalted himself above God and all those called God, and said that he was the Messiah, that he was the God. He's the young God. You see, and he robbed God in his nation, and he didn't possess him. That's the whole point of the book of the man in the book of Mark, the demon possessed man. That was the nation. They was possessed by the demons. Mm-hmm. You see, and Farrakhan was part of it. Farrakhan was the main part. He was the chief demon. Mm-hmm. He was the one. It said, I am legion, for we are many. Meaning that he filled the nation up with demons. He said, on this rock I built my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail. Meaning that it failed. And he flooded the temple with demons, just like himself. And he called it a church, which is a clear indication that he was teaching the wrong things. Because it's not a church, it's a temple. You see? So there was more indications that he wasn't, that he was out of order. That he was not who his ways were contrary from the messengers and the gods and of that nature. You see? And also, he's also characters that he claims to be every character, but the characters that who he actually is. Aaron, Peter, the donkey.
Some of them he actually did.
Right, he actually do.
Claim.
But he don't claim the other pieces to them.
Right.
That Aaron had people acting out of control.
Which is also out of order, not right.
Right.
Why are you claiming something and not all?
He try to claim the good, like if he can find good pieces of the corrupted characters, he try to claim that half. But he want to claim the part where they had him worshiping the golden calf. Mm-hmm. Where he had people going against the teachings, against Moses' teachings, or whatever the case may be. He don't want to confess to those, but he's everybody. He's every character in the book,
right. Especially Legion, because Legion,
right.
if you spell that out properly,
right.
Sisters and brothers,
that
spells out his whole name.
And that's his mother's maiden name.
Eugene
Grounds.
Right. Legion of the rest of the words will be NOI. Right. At the end of the
NOI backwards. Exactly what happened.
That's what nation. Right. So Legion, spell that out and put in Legion.
Right.
All right. So that's spelling. That's identifying Farrakhan.
Exactly who he
would turn the Nation of Islam backwards. That's what.
That's why he was cursed with a curse. He said, well, a man robbed God in this nation. And it said what? I am Legion.
Yes.
which is an identification that he did it.
And he's the one corrupting the body.
Right.
The cancer cell.
Exactly.
Identifying he turned them backwards. How? Right. He corrupted the cells.
Right. How do you do it? Right. That's
in the body. He turned them backwards. Why are they going backwards? They're killing themselves. When you're going backwards, you're down. You're destroying self.
Mm-hmm. Right. He killed them. Like the sister said, he killed them with he sampled the song. He sampled Elijah's song. But he changed the lyrics. That's that cancer.
Right.
You see, they came in looking like they was black, but they wasn't black. And they started corrupting the body. But by the time you realize it was too late, or maybe you never realize it all. And that's a lot of our people. That's why so much hate in the black community. Because a lot of our people, they can't identify demons, but they know something ain't right with that. They know something ain't right with that dude. That's,
right. They claim to be all these things, but they don't. The actions.
Right.
Actions of this person shows me something else.
Right.
And that's why they teach us to speak. They teach us to speak. They teach us to go by what a person's saying, than by the actions of the person. So they teach you to, this person telling you, for example, I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's what they want you to do.
But her action is showing that I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
The knife in my back tells me otherwise.
Right. So which one would you listen to? The actions or the words? The action, because they speak louder than words. All right, sisters and brothers. The action, because action It's what's tangible, what's real. This is the action that you're giving. I don't care about what you're saying. You're not giving the actions. It's the opposite of what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what our people are viewing all around us. You're wondering why these people are claiming to love you and care for you, but their actions is showing you the complete opposite.
Right.
It's doing the complete opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize it, but you gotta, you don't know what's going on, but you just know that all black people need to get together, or, or just keep your distance because it's so much corruptness.
Right.
You just try to stay away from your own people.
And exactly what
Stay
you said,
to yourself.
and that's the problem. That's why our people can't unite, because of the demons.
Exactly.
Our people don't know. The sheep scared of the other sheep because there's wolves in sheep clothing. They can't identify them. They can't identify those wolves. But they will be soon. They will be able to soon.
Demons. Our people have to understand that we have a hidden enemy. Also an open enemy. A lot of our people don't understand
Right, they don't know that either. Right. That's obvious.
And they think that they're your friends. They're not. They're monsters, sisters and brothers. Devils, beasts.
Right.
And their actions that they try to hide and cover up are being exposed.
Right.
And they're going to be exposed more and more every day, sisters and brothers, of what they did to the black man and woman of America.
Right.
They try to hide it and whitewash it.
Right.
Tell you that, oh, you didn't go through nothing with slavery.
Right. CRT.
Critical race theory. That's a theory, yo. They call our actual experience that we went through a theory.
Right.
A theory is something that may have taken place.
Right.
However, we know that's the actual fact. If we was to call their Holocaust a theory, they would have a heart attack.
Right.
And they degrade your experience when you had the worst experience out of everybody on this planet.
Worse.
Why are they doing that though? Because they're the ones that took those actions on us. So they have to hide that. Because if not, then we're going to be against them.
Right.
And where are we? Here with them, right? So they can't have that.
Right.
Because if we're all one and together, then that gives you time to think for self.
Right.
That gives them time to unite. That gives them time to get their minds back.
Right.
That gives them time to understanding that once we have our minds back, they're destroyed because their only power, the only power they have is because the power that they have is from taking our minds from us.
Right.
So once we take that back, they're destroyed, and they know this, which is why they have to keep us separated, and they have to keep the corruption within our nation, which is why they produce this hybrid nation, this cancer nation. So they will look like the original selves, but they are not, and they are within our nation corrupting it. And our people don't see that, don't realize that, because they took our minds from us. They took your nature from you, who you truly are. You don't even know what to look for. So all you know is the demon mindset.
Right.
And you don't even realize you're surrounded by your enemies. And that was their tactic.
Right.
And that is their tactic, to destroy you and their children.
Right.
At the end of the day.
That's part of the children don't know.
Right. And they don't. But I guess with another conversation, just for this. However, Brother David, do you have anything else to express? If not, we're going to bring this to a close, and we're going to come back with more on our hidden enemy.
Amen. That's it.
All right, sisters and brothers. I hope you all was able to grasp some knowledge from this video today, and we'll be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.